Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the Tacwise Duo35 stapler and nailer. There is a 50 as well, which will shoot 50mm nails and 45mm staples. This is the 35, which will shoot 35mm nails and 30mm staples. And those will go down as well. So this one will shoot from 15mm and up, and the 50 will shoot from 20mm and up. The 50 had quite a lot of negative reviews on Amazon. So for me, it was the 35, which had good reviews, some complaints about faulty units. Overall, it does feel solid, feels pretty good quality, feels like a steel construction right there. You do need to press with both hands with this, otherwise, this is so much power that it will actually just push backwards a bit. Maybe in some uses, it can be a one-handed tool. On-off switch, I think, is too easy to press on and off. Now, the biggest actual issue that I've got with my unit is that it's firing two staples at the same time. And I am using, as they say, only the genuine ones. So I've got the nail selection pack and the staple selection pack. I haven't actually tried any of the nails yet. Just tried some staples with this and I was like, right, not good enough, I'm returning this. There's nowhere here to store the staples that I can see. You'd need to actually find somewhere to keep these, otherwise they would be a complete mess. And this thing is not gonna hold them for very long. As soon as you start taking that tape off, these are gonna go everywhere. Now the box that this comes in is not amazing. I just touched this right here and I felt the LED push into the unit. So wherever it was supposed to be, it's no longer there anymore. It's now pushed further into the unit. Now the trigger here is pretty good, not too difficult to press. If you press this and then move this down, then it won't actually do that. You have to first press this and then press that. And that's another safety feature, but it also means that it's a little bit slower to work with. So you can't just hold this down and do this to actually put staples in just by pressing down. So you need to press down, pull the trigger, press down, pull the trigger. That's for some people a good thing, for some people a bad thing, but some tools, especially professional nailers, will have both options. These are not exactly earmuffs, but just something to block the noise, because this thing is painfully loud. We've got this piece right here which opens this latch up for you to release jams, and it took about maybe 4 or 5 staples from starting to use this before I got a jam. So these are actually all the staples I've done with it since I got it, and I've already decided to return it. But yeah, do expect jams with this, in my opinion. And by the way, when you use this, be fairly careful, because that is a very strong latch right there, and that's actually quite painful if you do it with your finger. So I would say do it with your palm. That's a lot less painful. Now, another small issue with this is that by the time you've started to shoot staples, they start breaking up in the tool. So the one I had here had broken up into several pieces by the time I had shot this. And so that means that if you need to swap between nails and staples or different lengths of staples, you might end up with a huge pile of broken staple pieces. Fresh one of these. Eye and ear protection on. And let's staple some shit. This does bounce around a little bit. That's working pretty well. Okay, so I'm using both hands. I don't think I'm pressing down too hard here, just, quite firm so it doesn't bounce around. And with that bang, I'm leaving a mark there. That's actually leaving these numbers as a sort of little brand on this wood right here. If you can see that there, that's basically branding the wood with that. So I'm actually going to try and do this without much pressure. And so that's now not left a mark on the wood, but the staple is actually sticking up a little bit too much. Maybe medium pressure. And it's left a little bit of a mark on the wood. So that's 2 right there that have come out. And that's an issue I had before where I've got 2 coming out at the same time. And it's not firing 2 one after the other. It's firing 2 in at the same time next to each other. That's 1. That's 1. Most of these are actually doing a really nice job staying flush and actually almost sort of disappearing into the fabric. Yeah, so you see that's fired twice there. Okay, so there we've got a jam. And I am not going to put my fingers in there. These have broken up into pieces. Put that in there. And these 2 pieces are, yeah, very nice. That's working pretty well. Deeper than the surface of the wood, which might not be a good thing. And that is working nice. Because a 6mm, maybe a 5mm piece of plywood. And so that has fired a staple. Okay, let's try again. Okay, now we're on to the nails. So if I don't have both hands on this, then it is bouncing up. You do need both hands, which means you don't have a hand free to hold onto your workpiece or whatever, so you're going to want to clamp your workpiece down. So, okay, so that's going in pretty flush. Okay, so I had one misfire there, but overall pretty good, but it is leaving some nasty marks, quite nasty gashes in the wood if I do it quickly. And actually, even if I do it slowly, you can see it's leaving a bit of a mark next to the nail. I'll do a few as clean as I can make them. These are working pretty well, but leaving some nasty gashes just like before. So once again, they are breaking up as soon as you start using it. Now the biggest nails that come in the pack. Okay, so we got a jam right there. So power off, and they're going in flush, but leaving some pretty nasty marks. I can put my entire fingernail into each one of these. And I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, but this thing is very, very loud. So the last test I was doing here was actually going into a knot right there. I was being really careful with this and it's just falling apart. So, nope. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If for some reason after watching this you'd still like to buy a Tacwise stapler, then you can support this channel by clicking through the links below. But I will actually have links to something that's actually worth buying, the Makita stapler. And this is available in 14.4 volts, which is what I have here, or the 18 volt version. And the 14.4 you can get pretty cheap potentially, because not many people have those batteries. And I think there's an overstock of these 14.4 volt versions. So this thing, I have no complaints about it. It's just so lovely to use. It's cordless. I've used 2,000 staples in 3 evenings, and within that time I've charged it twice. So that's just awesome. Just so nice to use. Just awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. It leaks awesomeness. So you better get an anti-awesome mat so you don't get awesome stains on your floor. This hasn't jammed a single time. So if you're a fan of jam, you're not gonna like this. No peanut butter and jam here.